Welcome to Paris and day 3 of World Archery's final Olympic qualifier. We're about to find out which women will win the remaining 5 individual quota places for Tokyo 2020. Well, the sun is out here in Paris after 2 days of rain. The third day of this Olympic qualifier, and it's the second session of today where we're focused on women's individual qualification. 5 places up for grabs, 8 athletes still in the competition. The wind has played a part throughout this qualifier. Just in preparation for the women's quarterfinals, it looks like the wind has died right off. So we can expect some big scores here. 8 athletes coming out for 4 quarterfinals. The winners of the quarterfinals will book a quota place for their country for the Japanese Olympic Games coming up in just over 30 days' time. And there will be at least one lucky loser. I'm Karen Bashir, and joining me is former world #1 Nikki Hunt. Very exciting, but wow, what a tough contest this is.
Absolutely, the pressure just doesn't get any bigger than this. You know, trying to get your spot for the Olympic Games, this is it now, the last 5 spots available.
Yeah, incredibly tough, incredibly stressful. By this point in the men's competition, we already knew which countries had booked their quota places. That is not the case for the women's tournament. We're going to have to go through this quarterfinal by quarterfinal because there is one complication, and that is that there are 2 Polish athletes in the quarterfinals. But it's time already for the first of the matches in this women's session. Let's go down to the field of play for the athlete introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, shooting on target #1, representing Kazakhstan, Alina Ilyasova. And her opponent, shooting on target #2, representing Greece, Evangelia Tsara. The line judge for this matchup is Christina Leitmeyer. Well, there you have it, quarterfinal matchup.
So world #89, Alina Ilyasova of Kazakhstan, just 20 years old, bidding for Kazakhstan's one and only women's spot at the Tokyo Games, going up against the world #159, Evangelia Tsara of Greece, who is 47 years old and a 5-time Olympian already, going for #6. First up on target #1, it's Ilyasova of Kazakhstan. Sighter of a low 8 for the Kazakh.
7, 6.
It's gone even lower for the Greek athlete.
9, 9.
Chance to put this out of reach with a 9. Puts it into the 10. Just got better and better for Ilyasova. A 27 will give her the first 2 set points.
6, 6.
A big spread for Tsara, and just a 21 to get us underway. Nikki, what a story we have here. A relative newbie in comparison here. Ilyasova, just 20 years old, bidding for a single female spot for Kazakhstan, up against A 5-time Olympian, Evangelia Sara. Amazing story behind her.
Really is, you know, to get to the Olympics 5 times is just an incredible achievement, and this could make it the 6th. And you know, World Archery had a chat with her earlier in the week and said that, you know, she arrived just hoping and feeling that something good would happen. And you know, she also said that you never get used to the stress of these events, you know, so I'm sure she is feeling the pressure out there. She knows what it's like to get to the Olympics, and she really wants to get there again.
We saw the sock beforehand. It looked very calm, or the calmest it's been for the last 3 days, but that was a big spread from Sara.
Yeah, I think it might have been down more to maybe nerves, tension than maybe the conditions. Just didn't seem to be any consistency there. But those feather flags at the back, they do move around, so we have got to watch what they're doing.
First 2 set points to Ilyasova. So we go into set number 2. Sara to lead us out.
Seven, set. Eight, huit.
You can see that thumb tucked behind her neck, slightly different technique.
10, 10.
She found the centre of the target though with her second arrow.
8, 8.
Quicker shot pulling over to the right. So a 10 to level things up for Sara.
Nine.
So a 26 for her, a 10 required for Ilyasova to draw level and steal one of the set points.
9, 9.
Gets a 9 for a 25, so we're all square after 2 sets, 2 apiece. Looks like our 5-time Olympian has settled her nerves just to go through that record. Rio 2016 finished 33rd, London 2012 finished 33rd, Beijing 2008 48. Athens was her best result in 2004 at an Olympic Games with a 7th place finish. And she was also in Sydney 2000, finishing 40th. Interesting story behind qualification for Rio, though.
Yeah, there was. She was very, very close to qualifying at the last chance tournament, didn't qualify at it, and then Ivory Coast gave a place back, and as the highest world ranking archer without a space in the Olympic Games that year, she got the space, so always keeping it close to the event.
It's got a chance for making 6 Olympics here if she can win this match. She's leveled things up. I mean, what a story that would be. Not many athletes across all sports have been to 6 Olympic Games.
I was just having a little look at that. So, exact number of appearances of women to 6 games, 26, and that's across all sports. 7 have made it to 7, 3 have made it to 8. So, you know, she's going to be, if she made it to her 6th, she'd be among, at the moment, 26 in the world across any sport that has done that as a female.
Good bit of research there from Nikki Hunt, our expert analyst. Obviously an expert in the Olympics as well as archery. Set number 3, 2 apiece here.
Seven, set. Nine, 9.
Back in the centre. She'd been drifting away from the middle of the target after the first set, but finds a 10 in set number 3.
8, 8.
So a 9 for Sarah will get her into the lead, having come from 2-0 down. Puts it into the 10, and that will be a huge confidence boost, as well as the set points, 27 points in the end for her, and she goes 4-2 up. These are very quick matches, as we know, but it just looks like Sarah had a shaky start and then has just got better. Ilyasova, good start, and just slightly gone backwards.
Yeah, her first error in that set, the coach just turned to her and indicated, I think, a stronger shot. You know, move through the front of the front arm. So yeah, she's just got to keep those shots moving. I think nerves from both here, but like you say, Sarah really just getting better and better as we go through this match.
And just a reminder, this is the quarterfinals, but if you win a quarterfinal match, you are guaranteed a place. If you win this quarterfinal match, you're guaranteed a place for your country at the Olympic Games. We suspect that the archers here who do that will actually get the place, but we can't confirm it. Set number 4, Ilyasova now behind.
9.
Interesting to look at Ilyasova's target here after this shot. Arrows all seem to be going a little low, and just as I say that, she shoots one above the center line for the first time. So, opportunity to take it here and book a place for Greece. And there it is. Just got better and better through the match. Evangelia Sara wins the first quarterfinal 6-2 over Alina Ilyasova and has booked a place for Greece at the Olympic Games. And she just got better and better after a 7-8-6 start. You could have been a little worried about her, but she just got better and better. Nikki, are we going to see Evangelia Sara at the Tokyo Olympic Games, making it her 6th Games?
More than likely, you know, at this stage, I think we're 32 days away from the games now, and most countries bring teams here at this last event to, you know, if they win the spots, they get the spots. That's the usual case because all the selection procedures have already happened this year, so more than likely we're going to see her in Tokyo.
What an amazing story that will be. Transcending sport for sure. Make it into under 30 female athletes to compete at 6 or more games. Phenomenal performance from her. Evangelia Sara has taken the spot for Greece at 47 years young. Alina Ilyasova did so well as a 20-year-old to make it this far in the competition, but the dream of the Olympic Games has gone for her.
Well, her only last resort is if every other match goes 6-0, she could have an opportunity in the count back. But I think with the calibre of athletes we have coming up, it's unlikely.
Yeah, of course. You must remember that lucky loser spot is available to the best losing finisher in the quarterfinals. Well, we're in between the quarterfinals after a very quick first match. We're well ahead of schedule, but coming up very soon, we'll see Magdalena Smiałkowska of Poland go up against Madalina Amastroia of Romania, and here they come for their athlete introductions.
One of the two will walk away with an Olympic quota. Time now to welcome, ladies and gentlemen, shooting on target number 1. Representing Poland, Magdalena Smiałkowska. And her opponent, shooting on target number 2. Representing Romania, Madalina Amastroia. The line judge for this matchup is Christina Tipilodu. It is quarterfinal matchup.
Well, here we go. Quarterfinal number 2. World number 32, Smiałkowska of Poland, up against the world number 27, Amastroia of Romania. An incredibly tight matchup. Amastroia making the final 4 at the first stage of the Hyundai Archery World Cup in Guatemala earlier on in the season. Now has a chance to book a place for Romania at the Olympic Games. Now, key thing here is the winner will book a spot for their country at the Olympic Games. Just a delay with the clock. Oh, you can see how nervous Smiałkowska is here. Gets away with a 9. Really shaky though, wasn't she, Nikki? That's the shakiest I think I've ever seen an archer.
Yeah, the nerves here are just crippling. You know, this is the last chance to get your Olympic spot. It just means so much to them.
So out of reach already for Amastroia. She needs to calm herself down.
8.
Finishing on a 22. So 2 set points to Amastroia to get this one underway. But, well, you used the right word, I think, crippling nerves. You don't often see any of these archers shooting that far away from the center. Even though it's 70 meters down the range to the target, they're usually so much closer to the center.
Yeah, you just can't imagine the pressure. You know, I've been talking to people this week, and you know, the pressure of making the spot in this last chance saloon. Like, is that pressure even higher than being at the Olympic Games itself? You know, it's just the last opportunity to get there, so you can just see how much it means to them. And you've got to keep yourself in the present. You can't be thinking of other things, and you know, there's a lot of mental preparation that goes into this beforehand. And I think your brain just telling you it's fight or flight. You know, it's, you know, this is the most important thing in the world, but right now you just got to be calm.
Yeah, she looked nervy right from the beginning. You've got to feel for Magdalena Smiałkowska. She's got to settle herself down. She'll start set number 2, still very shaky. Oh dear. Look at the contrast, and we're talking here about an 18-year-old Madalina Amastroia. Got some confidence earlier on in the season by making the Final 4 in Guatemala City at the Hyundai Archery World Cup.
8.
She's hitting the same spots as she did in the first set, the pole.
Yeah, it's almost as if she's making the same mistakes.
7. 9.
Well, same score as the first set, 22. 7 to draw level, 8 to go 4-0 up.
8.
And And an 8 it is, and that is just about enough to go 4 set points to 0 up. I really feel for Magdalena Smirkowska here. She's really, well, I mean, it's obvious and clear for all to see. Even as she's drawing the bow, her hand is shaking. I mean, it's almost like she could let go of the string at any moment in time.
Yeah, it's just those nerves. Her coach there just trying to calm her down, and you know, just got to keep perspective of this. You know, used to use a few key phrases. You know, if you lose, like the world keeps spinning, no one's going to die. You know, it's not the Hunger Games. You used to think about that. You know, you're not actually being shot at yourself, but sometimes it feels like you're under that much strain and pressure when you're on the shooting line. But she's just going to bring herself back down to reality. You know, she's just shooting bits of carbon into a bit of foam. That's how she's got to look at it right now.
She's got to change something pretty quickly here. She's 4-0 down, and here Amastroya could take this in 9 arrows. Smirkowska to shoot first in set number 3. Tremendously professional performance here from Amastroya. Oh, there we go. That will help settle the Pole's nerves. So with the chance of nicking the points here, another 10. Oh. She hits the 9. So a 27, by far her best score. Puts the pressure on the Romanian. Needs a 10 to draw level. Get an 8, so a 25 for her. And you've got to be thinking now, Smirkowska's nerves can settle down just a little bit. She's got a good score there, 8, 10 and 9, but she just still looks petrified of what's going on out there.
Yeah, the coaches in their box, you know, are really playing an important role for both athletes here. You know, they're talking to them, they're guiding them through the shot, even at full draw as they're shooting the arrows. And you know, that's the person right there who you can talk to, get some advice, get some confidence, settle you down again. So their relationship right now is crucial.
Well, you still got to fancy Madalina Amastroya here, because there's just that one stray 7 for her in that third set. Still trailing though. It's Magdalena Smirkowska of Poland to shoot first in set number 4. Better start. Well, I'm not quite sure how she's doing this. Two 9s from the Romanian. Means Smirkowska's got a chance here to level up. Pushes it into the 7, so a 26 for her. So now is a chance for Amastroya to put this to bed. A 9 is what she needs. She gets a 10 for a 28, and it is a 6-2 win for Madalina Amastroya, and a quota place for Romania comes with that 6-2 win, as well as a place in the semi-finals for the 18-year-old. What an amazing match that was. I mean, I'm really stunned that Smielkowska was able to get back into the match. Perhaps gifted that the points in the third set by a little dip in form from Amastroya, but Amastroya picked it up to take it in the end and just looked a lot more settled. But what on earth must be going through Smielkowska's mind right now?
Yeah, the nerves just there, and she's just, I guess, got to work on her mental game a bit more. She's just so nervous, and we know she can shoot well. She can shoot in the middle, and she did at times, but the nerves just got the better of her.
So 2-6 losses for Smielkowska and Ilyasova. Important to remember, because there's one lucky loser's place available for the quarterfinalists. We take a look back across the match, and you can see the difference. I mean, Amastroya just looked so much, well, happier. There you go. She turns around and smiles just in time, but she just looked so much more composed. Did a very professional job. It must be a nightmare going up against someone who is, as you put it, crippled with nerves.
It's interesting, yeah. If your opponent shoots quite low, sometimes that can drag your scores down as well and almost put you off a little bit. So, she did well to keep in it and just keep doing her thing. And her eyes on the gold were fixated with that gold, and you could see the will and want for her to win, and she did.
She certainly did. So 2 semi-finals done and dusted. Evangelia Sara of Greece has booked a place for her country. Romania have a place booked through Madalina Amastroya, and those two are through into the semi-finals here in Paris. 2 more quarterfinals to go. Up next is Austria's world number 88, Elizabeth Straka, against Poland's world number 57, Sylwia Zizanska. And again, it's a case of a winner books a spot for their country at the Tokyo Olympic Games. So another chance for Poland. I wonder if Sylwia Zizanska is as nervous as her teammate was in that last quarter-final. You see a lot of archers out on the field of play here in Paris. That is because we've got a double header here in Paris. This is the last session of the final Olympic qualifier for the Olympic Games. And tomorrow we begin the Hyundai Archery World Cup stage number 3. And the last chance for the athletes to book their places at the Hyundai Archery World Cup finals in Yankton a little bit later on this year.
With the stakes at an all-time high secured by Evangelia Sara of Greece and Madalina Amastroya for the nation of Romania. But you know what? We're just getting started here. We do have 2 more quarterfinal matchups as well. The stakes have changed now. In quarterfinal matchup number 3, the winner will secure, simply put, an Olympic quota indeed. Things will get a little more complicated in terms of the calculations as to who will get the 5th Olympic quota spot. Because if I look at my notes right here, it will be the same outcome for quarterfinal number 4, an Olympic quota available for the taking there between Marie Horatskova and Ulan Tungalak-Bashindi of Mongolia. So we'll have to, of course, wait for official confirmation as to who walks away with the 5th Olympic quota. That information will be available a little bit later on in the afternoon. Everything looking bright and sharp right here in the backstage area as well.
Well, there we go. The stadium announcer giving away our little secret that the 5th spot is going to be calculated on a count-back system. But not going to go into all the details of that. It's way too more complicated than we'd like to get into. But basically, if you are losing, every point you can score is critical in the count-back. So even if you're 4-0 down, as Smielkowska was then, it's critical to fight back as best you can, even if you are to lose. And here another glimpse at the very limited crowd that have been allowed here to watch this Olympic qualifier as we start to return to Something more like what we're used to at sports events.
Were there on that day. They can attest to what I'm saying right now. We're getting ready now, ladies and gentlemen, to welcome the judge.
And as you can see, all the hoardings are up for that World Cup coming up tomorrow. We'll be bringing you live coverage of the medal ceremonies this weekend coming.
On the field of play, some movement again as the line judge gets the show on the road, and the coaches follow as well. They're going to take their spots.
We're nearly ready for quarter final number 3 to find out the third archer who's going to book a quota place at the Tokyo Games here in Paris. Will it be a spot for Straka of Austria or Szanska of Poland? Here they come, out onto the field of play.
Ladies and gentlemen, shooting on target number 1, representing Austria, Elisabeth Straka. And her opponent, shooting on target number 2, representing Poland, Sylwia Zizanska. The line judge for this matchup is Christina Reckmeyer.
Well, we've seen one Pole riddled with nerves, not being able to get through her match and make it through to the semi-finals and book a place. But Poland have another chance, and it is Sylwia Zizanska, who is a world medalist. She's 23 years old. She looks a lot more calm, as you can see. She's up against Elisabeth Straka, who's 21 and the world number 88. It will be Zizanska to shoot first.
Much longer hold with that shot, just dropping low.
Well, different routes to 16, but it comes down to this one arrow.
6.
Well, took the opportunity. It's a 24. It's enough to take the lead, and Straka there 2 set points to 0 up with 3-8s. After a 10, Nikki, Zizanska went south in more than one way.
She did, yeah. They started dropping low. Maybe she just lost a bit of the pressure of the shot. She wasn't, you know, fully committing to it and executing the shot as normal. You can lose a bit of the power if it's a little bit kind of soft, as I talk about sometimes, and could drop low. So whether she just eased off a little bit on the power and dropped there might be a reason. But again, you know, these two archers under so much pressure here, and I'm sure the nerves are playing a part.
Yeah, after such a great start from Sylwia Zizanska, something went wrong, that's for sure.
All right, making our way into the second set now with our
first arrow, but 3-8s from Straka, and can't really say with any confidence who's going to take this second set, because they were all pretty low as well, weren't they?
Yeah, it's going to be down to who can contain their nerves and shoot their normal shots.
8. 9. 7, set. 6, 6.
Well, hit the line between the 5 and the 6 there, and again, two different routes to the same score. With a longer hold, and it's worked out better for her. So a 25 puts a bit of pressure on Straka.
8.
Pushes it into the 8 for a 23. Is this just nerves? I mean, we're 2 apiece, so all square. But is this all about nerves? Because the scores, the conditions look good for good scores. Yes, this is a head-to-head, one-on-one shoot-off for a place at the Olympic Games. It must be nerves, right?
I think so. You know, the amount of pressure they're under is absolutely immense. You know, the last chance to get into the games, it's hard to not think about that and really trying to stick to your process. You know, there are only 64 spots for women in the world to get to the Olympics. So these guys have done a lot to get here. They've come through several rounds to make it this far. You know, they will have shot amazingly well through there, but all the cameras are on now, all the pressure's on, and they've just got to stay with their normal routines.
Yeah, they don't look particularly nervous. I mean, look Straka there with her coach, high-fiving. There is a smile on her face. It's a little, perhaps, more suggestion of not necessarily nerves, but confusion from Sazanska. Let's see how she goes at the start of set number 3.
8 or 9, too close to call.
Better, a little bit higher, a little left.
5, 5.
Oh, shake of the head there from Straka. Well, the longer hold worked better for Sazanska last time. Stayed high. For the first time, we won't have level scores after 2 arrows each, but a better shot from the Austrian. Out of reach now with a 25. It will be 4-2 for a 9-9 finish for Straka as well. 23 plays 25, and it's a 4-2 lead now for Sazanska. Impossible to call who's going to take this match, Vicky.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it's a bit all over the place, isn't it? Sazanska's sort of slowing down more now. She's struggling to get through that last bit of the shot. A quick shot from Straka at the end. So, you know, it's really down to who can hold their nerve. It really could go either way. If Straka can win the next one, they'll tie themselves up 4-all. So, and that could be important because of that highest loser. So far, as we talked about, 2 points has been the highest from a loser. So if Straka can at least get herself into 4 points for the sets, then she's got a chance even as the highest loser.
Yeah, a very important set coming up, in particularly for Straka here. Elizabeth Straka trying to get Austria's single female place at the Olympic Games. Is going to shoot first in set number 4.
8. 9, left. 9, left.
Indications that both are improving.
9, left. 9, left.
So 26 is the bar that's been set. 28 possible with a 10 and 9. Get Poland a quota spot. It's right on the line. It's very, very close. It's the minimum of 9 for a 27. It's enough for the win, and it's 6-2 again. This time, Poland have got their quota spot through Sylwia Szanska. The Poles will have a place on the range in Tokyo.
Now, if it is a 9, we have ourselves a winner, no doubt about it. It'll be the Polish archer. However, if it is a 10, both archers will split the pie in 2, get 1 set point each, and Straka will still very much be alive in the matchup. Well, the tension here as we impatiently await for the official outcome. And we have ourselves a winner, ladies and gentlemen, on target number 2, representing Poland. Sylwia Szanska gets the job done. And
no, there's a little bit of confusion there in the stadium. I think the stadium announcer thought that the measured arrow was actually on the Austrian side of the range. It wasn't. It was with Szanska. Whether it was marked as a 9 or a 10, Szanska was definitely taking a 6-2 victory and qualifying Poland a quota spot at the second time of asking here in Paris. 6-2 again for the loser, Elizabeth Straker. So interesting here. Glad I don't have to do the maths and work out who the lucky loser is going to be, with all the scores tied up the same so far. Well, Nikki, to be fair, neither of them really got up to their very, very best, but Szanska did just start to show some improvement in set number 3 and then carried it through set number 4.
She did, you know, those shots, especially that last set, there were just a little bit better timing, there was more flow to the shot, you know, she got it together much, much better, so much, much better for her and taking the win.
Take a look back over that. Nervy from the pair of them, but the smile at the end was on the face of Sylwia Szanska. 23-year-old has booked Poland a quota spot. So 1 more quarterfinal to come, 2 more quota places to book. The first one is pretty simple. Whoever wins the next match has booked a place for their country at the Olympic Games. And here they come. Who's going to get the Olympic quota spot, Mongolia or the Czech Republic? Let's go down for the athlete introductions.
Join us now on the shooting line for the official archer introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, shooting on target number 1, representing the Czech Republic, Marie Onachkova. And her opponents, shooting on target number 2, representing Mongolia, Orantungalag Beshindi. The line judge for this matchup is Christina Tivlini.
Well, here we go, quarterfinal number 4. Winner books a place at the Olympic Games. Target number 1, the world number 96, Marie Horakova of the Czech Republic. And Nikki, are you ready for this? Because I'm only going to say it once. On target number 2, the world number 82, a London 2012 Olympian, Orantungalag Beshindi of Mongolia, who will from now on be referred to as Beshindi. It is going to be Horakova up first. Ooh. Called as a 10, but that could be just outside. Let's see.
10-10.
No doubt about that one.
9-9.
A longer hold here.
8-8.
Up into the 8. So a 28 is the, I'm going to call it provisional score here.
8-8.
Up into the 8 there, so for a 27. So provisionally, Recurve has got the 2 points in this first set. But Nikki, I'm not 100% sure that first arrow from the Czech Republic archer was in the 10.
No, I'm not sure either. I put 9-star as well because it was so close. I think that was pretty confident to call from that angle.
44 years of age, currently ranked world number 82, with a win rate just sub 50%, featuring 32 wins out of 65 matches recorded.
We look back across this. Nerves seem to creep in for Recurve in that final arrow. The 44-year-old Mongolian Bashindi just going through the motions. Well, no points yet have gone onto the scoreboard. Well, there you go. It was indeed a 10. It's a 2-0 lead for the Czech Republic. Stadium announcer got that one bang on. It was indeed a 10. Very tight though. 28 plays 27. It will be Bashindi of Mongolia to shoot first in the second set.
Eight or 9.
She put that back in the same hole as the arrow before.
Yeah, this time called as a 9. Last time called as a 10. So 26 is very gettable here. Recurve could go into a 4-0 lead here.
9.
Another 9, and it's a 28, so it's more than enough. 2 28s in a row, and she's 4-0 up. She doesn't look completely settled, the Czech Republic archer, but she's doing enough.
Yeah, the shots look quite slow, don't they? Quite careful. If you watch her coming into anchor point, you know, very, very slow through those phases. And I think that just allows a bit of tension to be seen. You know, if you just sped the shot up a little bit, it'd probably be a bit freer, a bit easier, and, you know, not as a long hold. But, you know, she's doing enough, isn't she? 4-0 up at the moment, as long as there was no liners on that end again. And, yeah, fantastic shooting.
Yeah, very good. Bashindi not doing badly at all, just dropping 1 or 2 more points than her opponent. She did go to London 2012 where she actually finished 9th, so not too far away from the podium match herself at the Olympic Games, so got bags of experience, and let's not count her out just now. The set system does have a way of allowing people to come back into it. Bashindi to shoot first. It's critical that she scores some points here, otherwise her Olympic dream is definitely over. What a start.
What a beautiful group she's got up there. High right, just needs to keep moving aside just a touch at a time, keep them in that group.
9. 9, 9.
Brilliant finish. Some pressure on now. A 10 required to share the points.
8.
She's put it into the 8, and it is 2 set points for Bashindi. She's got herself back into this match, trailing by 4 points to 2.
When you look at the situation we have on the field here, when you're behind 4 set points to 9.
So, Nikki, look, when you are behind like that, it's almost like there's nothing to lose, so she can just relax off Bashindi. Is that what happened?
Yeah, I think sometimes you can get to 4-0 down and suddenly, do you know what, there's no pressure left anymore. If I keep doing what I'm doing, I'm going to lose anyway. So I think at some point there you tend to relax and just think, well, do you know what, let's do what I normally do. And quite often that archer can come back.
Well, she has made it back into this, and it's a great score as well of 29. The fortune's going to continue in that direction for Bashindi to get herself back into this. The 3 previous quarterfinals have all finished 6-2. Bashindi, just by getting 1 extra point here, is going to give herself a big chance of being the lucky loser. She's back in the middle of the target. A bit of movement here.
6. 6.
Chance for not only Archery to get back into this, but to take the lead. Needs to recover here. It was a nervy second arrow. Look at that when she shoots fast, gets through the process. That's what the result is. A 26, though, is quite gettable. A 9 for the win and a place at the Olympic Games for the Czech Republic.
7.
Oh, she's put it up into the 7. Amazingly, a 26 has won this, and I think the nerves really got to Marie Harachkova there.
I think the nerves are getting to both of them, but do you know what? They've both got 4 set points at this point. As long as those scores are confirmed, 4 apiece, tied up, that could be quite crucial.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it is already, we can say, critical. What a relief for Bashindi, who went to the London 2012 Olympic Games. I wonder if they know at this stage. They must have seen the scores from the previous matches. Her coaches at least must have done.
You would hope your coach behind you's worked that out.
Yeah, well, now you can see that perhaps the shackles will be off now. They've both been told, hey, listen, you've done enough. Just go out there and shoot now. You're going to the Olympic Games. Let's celebrate with a perfect 30. Time for set number 5. Harachkova with the first arrow of the set.
8.
Back to the shakiness and the long hold out into the 6. There's nerves here as well. She doesn't look happy, but it's in the 8. So big opportunity to put this to bed with a 10. She's got one in every set so far, Archery. Another long hold, just outside into the 9. A 25 means that Bashindi needs a 10 to level the match. Holding on into the 9, that's not enough. A 24 for her means the set points go to Archery. The Czech Republic have confirmed their quota place at the Tokyo Olympic Games, 6 set points to 4, and you've got to fancy the world number 96, Marie Archery, to be the one that takes that Czech place. You could see the emotions pouring out here from her. I think she knows that she will be going to Tokyo 2020. An incredible match there, Nikki, but we can probably safely say now, 6-4, that Uran Tungalag Bashindi of Mongolia is going to be the lucky loser, and she will be going to the Olympic Games as well.
Yeah, it looks like they've both done enough. As we said, the previous matches through these quarterfinals, the highest scoring losers only gained 2 set points. So as soon as each of them got to 4, that really sealed the deal, I believe.
Yeah, I think you're right, and it has been confirmed by World Archery that Uran Tungalag Bashindi of Mongolia, despite losing the 4th quarterfinal, is going to be the lucky loser that picks up the 5th spot available here in Paris. So there we have it. Bashindi qualifies despite losing. And we have our 4 semi-finalists lined up here. Madalina Amastroya, Evangelia Sara, Sylvia Zizanska, and Maria Harachkova, booking places for Romania, Greece, Poland, and the Czech Republic, respectively. Nikki, it's got to be those 4 that are going to take those spots, isn't it?
You would almost think so. I mean, most of the countries here have done their selections. They've come here 32 days before the games. They usually send in those athletes who are then going to take the spots. If they're good enough to take them, usually the country will then send them. And, you know, what we saw from Savanska when she won her spot for Poland, we saw her crying. You know, that kind of emotion is what happens when you're going to the Olympic Games.
Well, there's some more emotion from Maria Harachkova, the Czech Republic archer, winning 6 points to 4 against Bashindi of Mongolia to confirm a place for the Czech Republic, and those emotions suggest as well that she is going to take that spot. Well, we're not done, not just yet. We have finalised our 5 places, but there's some medals to be won here in Paris today. We wait for the lineups for the semi-finals to come out, well, certainly for semi-final number 1. And now, dare I say it, we can start taking a look towards the Olympic Games now. We have all our qualified archers through the ranking competitions. It's been an interesting year for the world of sport, but we can start to have a little bit more hope with Tokyo just a little bit over 30 days away. Opening ceremony on the 23rd of July, with the archery tournament starting right at the very beginning of those games. We haven't seen much of Korea on the circuit this punctuated season, so it'll be interesting to see what they do. But first up, let's see what we get from our semi-finals. 5-time Olympian Evangelia Sara of Greece up against the 18-year-old Madalina Amastroya.
Ladies and gentlemen, shooting on target number 1, representing Romania, Madalina Amastroya. And her opponent, shooting on target number 2, representing Greece, Sarah. The line judge for this matchup is Christina Heitmeyer. Well, the judge coming with her own fan club as well. Over here by the production tent indeed as we get ready to check out.
Well, here we go for the semi-finals. Nikki, qualification's done. Some ranking points available, of course, plus a couple of medals available here. Are we going to start to see less nerves and higher scores?
I think so, yeah. I think those shackles are off now. These athletes know they're going to the games. They can relax a bit more, but they still want to win. So normal service resumed, I think.
Well, here we go. Target number one, it is Amastroya, who will get the semi-final underway.
9, 7, set. 8, beat. 8, beat. 9, 9.
Well, that is enough to put this one out of reach. All those arrows going high, though, for Amastroya. Finding the target in the middle there at the end for a 25, but the set points had already got away from her. Is an archer in the shape of Madalina Amastroya here going to be happy that those arrows are all high? Is that an easier thing for an archer to handle?
Yeah, you know, if they're all in the same general direction, you can fix that. You know, if you've got them kind of each in every direction, very much more difficult to then pull the group together. So, yep, she just needs to make a bit of an adjustment, all going a bit high, maybe she's putting a bit more power into it. You know, the wind conditions not only move the arrows left and right, but they can also move your arrows up and down with a head or tail wind as well. So, you know, I don't think there's lots of wind here, a little bit of wind in the stadium, but maybe she's come out a bit more powerful now that she's got a spot and she's going to try and win this tournament now.
So when you're saying that, the nerves will create tension in the muscles and that then creates a weaker shot. So now the nerves have gone, she's got to adjust her sight for that.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, if you've got a nice, lovely flowing shot, you've got normal power, and if you get tight and a bit soft, sometimes they can drop low.
Sarah getting the second set underway with an 8. Well, adjusting the vertical perfectly with the first shot, and then the horizontal with the second into the 10.
9.
Big opportunity for a big lead here.
9
is more than enough for a 28 and a good score from Amastroya as well. 4 set points to 0 is the most important scoreline, though. The Romanian close already to making it through to the gold medal match. Whoever loses here will come back out onto the range to shoot for the bronze medal. At the moment, it looks like Evangelia Sara is going to be that one. She's competed in Sydney, she's competed in Athens, she's competed in Beijing, London and Rio at 5 Olympic Games, and the Greek 47-year-old has booked a place for Greece and probably herself at her 6th Games in Tokyo. With all that experience, at 4-0 down, we cannot write her off. But this 18-year-old Romanian is performing out of her skin. Amastroya leading 4 set points to 0. Sara of Greece to shoot first in set number 3. Do you fancy the comeback then, Nikki?
You never know. You know, she's moved her sight from one side to the other side. She's got it in now. What can she do with this?
Eight or 9.
Looked to be on the line, that one. Wow, tremendous fight back from Sara. Well, 27 even if she gets a higher value for that second arrow. The points are with Sara. Nikki, you mentioned it, that she's taken the time to find the centre of the target, the Greek athlete, but she looks like she's right in there now. By far the best score so far for her.
Yeah, she's just maybe a little bit unsettled coming into the match again. I think those nerves are still leaving her body from getting that spot, and it just took her a couple of ends here to really understand where she needed to aim, and she kept moving her sight, didn't she, every time it was one side or the other side. You know, these sights are extremely accurate. They've got micro clicks in them. There's 20 clicks to a whole turn, so tiny adjustments on there.
We take a look back across the set there. There's a little bit of a disappointment there creeping across the face of the Romanian, but she still leads by 4 set points to 2. She needs to put that set to the back of her mind and reset for set number 4. It will be Evangelia Sara to get us underway. She still trails by 4 set points to 2.
Couldn't see any reason why she needed to reset there. Maybe something just wasn't quite right, and better to come down, start again than for it not to feel right through the shot.
Not completely capitalised on by Amastroya. Oh, 23, back down in the low 20s. Huge opportunity. 7 or more, and it is a brilliant finish from Amastroya, who takes this semi-final 6 set points to 2. A superb performance from her in the end after a wobble in set number 3. Madalena Amastroya is going through to the gold medal match here at just 18 years old. She's booked a place for Romania at the Olympic Games, and she's booked herself a place in the final at this world ranking event. Brilliant performance from her. Evangelia Sara of Greece will come back out for the bronze medal match, but this 18-year-old looks like the real deal, Nikki.
She really does. You know, we saw her in the final four at Guatemala. She came fourth, but she's burst back out on the scene after the pandemic, and you know, I think she's going to be a real one to watch this year.
Just looks like she might need a little bit more experience in these high-pressured environments, because in that third set you could see, I don't know, it's almost like before she had that wobble, she was looking very confident, no issues, and then you saw the emotion creep onto her face a little bit more than perhaps some of the older athletes show. But I think you're right, she looks very, very much like a promising and rising star.
Yeah, I mean, she was unlucky on that third set. That was Sarah's best set of 29 points. She happened to put it in there at that right time. But yeah, she is going to be a powerhouse, I think. At 18 years old, to be out on this stage, performing like this, she's going to be one to watch.
Well, celebrations there from her coach, quite rightly. So we know one of our gold medal contenders. It's time to find out who our other gold medal contender is, as Szanska takes on Horachkova. And as always, it's time for the athlete introductions.
Semi-final matchup number 2 about to get underway. Ladies and gentlemen, shooting on target number 1, representing Poland, Sylwia Szanska. And her opponent, shooting on target number 2, representing the Czech Republic, Maria Horachkova. With her fan club, the line judge for this matchup is Christina Tifliou. Semi-final matchup number 2, a spot in the gold medal match.
So here we go. Time for semi-final number 2. Sylwia Szanska qualified a quota place for Poland by winning her quarterfinal. Maria Horachkova qualified a quota place for the Czech Republic. Now this is all about these individuals and who can make the gold medal match. Shooting first, it will be Maria Horachkova of the Czech Republic.
10.
Pewne złożenie i jedziesz za siebie.
Shackles are off, aren't they, Nikki?
They sure are.
Jedziesz sobie, oprzyj się na Majdanie i jedziesz za siebie. Pewny strzał. Do końca jedziemy. Pracuj mocno. Tak jest, pewna dziewiątka, super. Bardzo ładnie.
Better grouping from the pole. 28 start for Horachkova is very good from what we've seen so far. Even better though from Szanska, a 29. Right, well, Nikki, nice and simple question. Olympic qualification done. Nerves out of the way. These two have just gone on with it and only dropped 3 points between them.
Yeah, much better performance. You know, we talked about the pressure they're under to get those final spots, but you know, this is a world ranking event. These guys are still going to want to win this tournament, so there's still world ranking points at stake here. They want to win.
Number 57 with a 54% win rate to her name. We do recall her bronze.
We take a look back and they just look a lot more comfortable as we get close-ups of their faces in full draw. There's not so much shaking anymore, and it's more about determination of getting through the process. Simple sport in principle, archery, but wow, that thing in between your ears can play tricks on you. 2 set points up for Szanska. Horachkova to shoot first in the second.
9.
Pewne złożenie. Oprzyj się na Majdanie. I jedziesz za siebie. Cały czas pracujesz. Tak jest.
9.
No nie złapię tych chyba. Chyba, że Ania pomoże. Jedziesz sobie. Dobry strzał. Pewne złożenie. I jedziesz daleko za siebie. Dobrze.
8 or 9. Too close to call.
Obie z lewej strony delikatnie. Powinna być 9, także dobrze.
9.
Jedziesz sobie. Pewne złożenie.
27
Oprzyj się.
is gettable here. And we've got a measure to come for Sasanska.
9.
Hits a 9. Let's not call this one too quickly. But Nikki, do you have a view on that second arrow for Sasanska?
Oh, it's tight, isn't it? I'm not sure I can call it. Low left, A9 liner. Might have to wait for the judge. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I'm the same as you. I looked at them for the... Often we can get a feel from it, but just the position of it was very, very difficult to call it. She needs it to be a 9 to share the points. Otherwise, we're going to have 2 set points apiece. As you can see from the scoreboards on the floor just in front of the targets, it is that second arrow on the left-hand target that is being measured. It's been marked up to a 9. So 27 apiece. So a 3-1 lead now for Sylwia Zizanska. Better shooting though from Marie Horechkova. Certainly more consistent, and she will go first at the start of the third set.
Pewne złożenie. Oprzyj się na Majdanie. I pracujesz cały czas. I jedziesz za siebie. Jest 9 na dole pewne. Super, dobry strzał.
Everything to the right on that target face. That's it. Move your sight,
Oprzyj się na Majdanie.
but to the right, not just up and down. Get them in there. Great groups.
Wiem, siłą woli. Dobrze sobie.
Has she listened to you, Nikki?
Yes, but too much.
Oprzyj się na Majdanie.
Never satisfied, Nikki Hunt, never satisfied.
I jedziesz za siebie.
Chance for a 5-1 lead here for Zizanska. Plenty of room for manoeuvre. And an 8 is more than enough to take the set points in the third. 27 points back up into the higher 20s as well. And a 5-1 lead. Right, so Nikki, right, you've competed both as a compounder and a recurver. You've competed at the top level. You've been a former world #1. You must have been in similar situations to this, where one element, one stressor that's causing you nerves, qualification for the Olympic Games in this case, has gone. You've done that job, and now all of a sudden you've relaxed. You've got your performance has gone up a little bit, and then you've gone, oh crikey, I could get a gold medal here, and then the nerves come back again. Is that perhaps what's going on here?
Yeah, quite possibly. I mean, for me, it's all about mindfulness. So, practicing mindfulness as much as possible, because normal to get these thoughts in your brain when you're under pressure. That's when they come. So you've got to practice it. You've got to be aware. You've got to be mindful of what's cropping up. So all those things you can do in advance to make yourself as, powerful as possible, really.
Archery 5-1 down, needs all the help she can get here. 10 is a great start. She cannot afford to share any more points with this Polish archer.
Jest 9 po 10. Bardzo dobry strzał. Blisko dychu. Centymetr 3.
Just see those little micro movements, don't we, as she's at full draw. Just got to keep the shot moving, keeping it as still as possible.
Tak jest.
Like a much more solid shot. Not as much movement going on.
Wypracowany do końca. Z lewej strony jest. Spokojnie.
Ooh.
That is extremely close at 9 or 10.
In the same hole, they've marked it as a 10 on the scorecard, but perhaps that will go to a measure. This is an important shot. 10 required. She's put it into the 10. So, whatever happens here, the points are either going to be all for Sazanska or shared. And either way, she's going through to the gold medal match. It'll either be 7-1 or 6-2. It's all on that third arrow for Hrachka. But Hrachka will be going for the bronze medal against Sara very, very shortly. Just after that, Sazanska will be going for gold. A call to the line. Well, we know that Sazanska is going. We haven't quite had confirmation of the score yet. Yes, we have now. It's 7-1 to the pole. It was, in the end, a 9 for Hrachkova. Hrachkova will be back out very shortly for the bronze. Sylwia Sazanska of Poland has booked her place in the final against the 18-year-old Romanian Madalena Amastroia. Definitely saw a case of the nerves backing out of that one, didn't we? It was a much better performance from both of them, but in the end, 2:29s and 2:27s from Sazanska took her to the gold medal match. Nikki, maybe some nerves crept back in the third set for the Czech Republic archer?
Yeah, I think, as I said before, her style is it's quite slow, quite deliberate in her anchor point and that sort of thing. So if she was just to speed that up a bit, I just think, much more freedom and flow in the shot. But I think that just showed where the nerves were and just slow to execute. And maybe that was the difference. But, I mean, she shot ever so well. Fantastic for her.
And whilst this competition is and has predominantly been about who is going to go to the Olympic Games in the 5 remaining places available, that is now done and dusted and all sorted, and so ranking points are the key thing for these archers. They want to climb the world rankings. This is a world ranking event after all, important for confidence and important for their motivation as they go into the Olympic Games.
All right,
we still see archers out there preparing for tomorrow. Practice rounds going on this afternoon in the stadium in preparation for the Hyundai Archery World Cup, which begins tomorrow, the final stage. Only 3 stages in an Olympic year, and the mission there is to qualify for the Hyundai Archery World Cup final, which has recently been announced to be taking place at the same time as the World Archery Championships in Yankton, South Dakota, in the United States of America. Not much time for these archers now, Nikki, to rest and relax, especially for Marie Hrachkova of the Czech Republic, who's got to pretty much come straight back out for this bronze medal match.
Yeah, she does, but like we said, she didn't shoot badly in that semi. She's just got to keep going with the shots she's doing, get that flow back in, and yeah, let's see what she can do.
Tournament has been done and dusted in terms of the quotas that have been given out. Now we do have 2 medal matches to go. We do have
as you can hear, the stadium announcer just announcing to a very limited crowd here at the Charlotte Stadium in Paris, in the shadow of the Eiffel Tower, which we can't quite see from this angle, but trust me, you can see it from the venue. Just announcing that we've got 2 more matches to come, a bronze between Sara of Greece and Hrachkova of the Czech Republic, and then the gold medal match, the final action of this Olympic qualifier, as Avastroy of Romania takes on Szanska of Poland. Here they come for the bronze medal match. Not much of a rest for Marie Hrachkova, and she goes up against the 5-time Olympian Evangelia Sara.
In a session that has been full of emotion indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, shooting on target number 1, representing Greece, Evangelia Sara. And her opponent, shooting on target number 2, representing the Czech Republic, Marie Hrachkova. The line judge for this matchup is Graham Potts. Graham Potts with a substantial fan club right here in the production tent.
Well, here we go. Evangelia Sara of Greece up against Marie Hrachkova of the Czech Republic. I think you might know that, Judge. You got a massive cheer from the crowd.
That is Graham Potts, no less. Absolute legend in judging in Great Britain and internationally.
And that'll be the $5 that he owes you paid up when you next see him. Here we're going for bronze. Marie Hrachkova of the Czech Republic shooting first against Evangelia Sara of Greece.
9.
Both of these archers have been out here for 2 matches in quick succession. This is the third. Tuned in to the range, tuned into the conditions. Second arrow for Hrachkova called as a 10, but actually marked as a 9 on the scorecard, subject for a measure.
Well,
out into the 7, and that's a 27 for Sara. We got a 28 on the scoreboard for Hrachkova. Now, I think she scored 9, a questionable 9, and another 9, which should be a 27, shouldn't it?
I think one of her arrows was clipping the line. I think she had a 10 on the line and then 2 9s. So I think, but we'll have to wait for confirmation. Hrachkova is on 28, but let's wait for the confirmation.
Yeah, it's all about this second arrow.
It sounds like they have split it, doesn't it?
It is upgraded to a 10, which means the archer from the Czech Republic now
well,
leads the way.
It was 3 9s. And the middle arrow that you actually said was a liner was indeed marked as a liner. So she was on 27, subject to the measure. It got marked up to a 28. So Marie Hrachkova has a 2-set-point-to-0 lead. Sara, who booked Greece, the Olympic quota, will probably fill it and compete at her 6th Olympic Games. Will shoot first in the second set.
8. 9, 9. 8, 8.
Making those tiny adjustments. Opportunity to give herself a bit of a buffer here, Hrachkova.
9, 9.
Just trying to settle the nerves still. Needed that. Best shot so far of the match. An 8 to draw level. A 9 or more for a 4-0 lead.
8, 8.
It is an 8, and they both finish on 26 in the second. So Tsara off the mark with 1 set point, but Hrachkova maintains her 2-point lead at 3-1. Best arrow of the match so far, Nikki, from Tsara, tickling the spider. Not as consistent, though, as one would expect from someone with so much experience.
Yeah, we've just seen her shoot lots of 7s and 8s today, and just not, you know, at times she can shoot amazing, and at other times she's just popping too many reds in, which opens up the sets, you know. Let's just see if she can get herself a bit more consistency. But can you watch those win flags again? You know, those feathers at the end there, they were definitely blown left. I think Marie suffered with that, with them going a little bit to the left as well, maybe not aiming off enough. Been just very slightly affected, so you know, just losing a point here or there can make that difference.
Shake of the head from Hrachkova as she comes away after that 8 at the end of the second. She still leads though, so Evangelia Tsara of Greece will shoot first in the third.
10, 10.
When it all goes right for her, it's absolutely perfect.
9, 9.
Look at the grouping though, look at the arrow holes on that target face again. You've got to look at that and do something about it. She's just about to move her sight, so let's see her getting back over.
9, 9.
Has she listened to you, Nikki?
Nine.
Got the windage right, just a touch low.
10, 10.
And that puts that one to bed. A 29 is not a gettable score here for Hrachkova.
9.
Finishes with another 9 and a 27. She got her direction right after listening to Nikki, but it wasn't enough. 2 10s and a 9 for Evangelia Tsara of Greece, and we're all square at 3 apiece. Are we in this same situation again where, look, to be fair, Hrachkova's form hasn't really dipped, it just hasn't really got any better, whereas you can't say the same for Tsara. She's just got better. I mean, she went 27-26 and now a 29 and looks comfortable.
Yeah, they were much better shots, weren't they? So it's just a case of whether she can keep that up, keep that going, or, you know, we know sometimes she can drop in an 8 or a 7 here or there. So, you know, that is what makes this nail biting.
Yeah, it's been a main enemy, hasn't it? The Greek archer's consistency not quite there today. Can she hold on to her form for just a little bit longer? All square, so Hrachkova will shoot first in the 4th set. This is definitely going to a 5th. Who can wrestle the lead in set number 4?
Nine. 9, 9. 10, 10.
Now, does that put pressure on Sarah here?
7, 6.
A 16 means a maximum of 26. 7 or more. And this is difficult. It's a 10. And this time it's Hrachkova with a 29 that is unreachable by Sarah. So Hrachkova goes into the final set 5-3 up. Good solid 10 from the Greek archer to finishing things off with a 26 in the fourth. But look, this 5-3 lead, it can be matched, it can be leveled. But the key thing here is Hrachkova will now go second. She's only got to match Sarah, and she's got the match. She doesn't have to win outright. So there's a different kind of pressure on that situation. Perhaps I'm suggesting less than shooting first and having to beat your opponent.
Oh, I don't know. I think most archers would just choose to shoot first, get the arrow down the range, and then let your opponent deal with that. So, I don't know. Really, again, she should be in a bubble. She shouldn't be thinking about what your opponent's scoring. It's hard, but, you know, that's the place where she should be. But, yeah, most archers would choose just to shoot first and get it done.
It's interesting that you say that. And especially seeing as the stadium announcer is calling out the value of every single arrow. I mean, how do you block that out?
You just, again, mindfulness. Choose what you're going to think in your mind. Choose to fill your conscious mind is a really big thing.
Set number 5. Evangelia Sarah trailing 3-5, needs to win this set. That is not the start she was looking for. A good arrow here could already mean Hrachkova has 1 foot on the podium, but it's an 8 for her as well.
Nine.
A little bit of movement here. Didn't look happy, but oh, that's just hit the line. The X10.
You could see the arrow soaring under the clicker again, but it was enough.
9.
So finishing with a 26, and 8 is enough for the bronze medal for Marie Hrachkova. Oh, she's popped it into the 10 to finish on a 28. She took her time improving her form through the match, and it wasn't until sets 4 and 5 that she was hitting her peak form. Marie Hrachkova, having booked a place at the Olympic Games for the Czech Republic, has put herself on the podium here in Paris. It's bronze for Maria Hrachkova. Commiserations to Evangelia Zara of Greece. The 5 times Olympian has booked a quota spot for Greece at the Tokyo 2020 Games, and we think she's going to make it a sexy 6 in Tokyo. Brilliant, brilliant performance from the pair of them. Olympic qualification done and dusted. A bronze medal goes to Marie Hrachkova. Take a look back over the match. It wasn't a bad start for Hrachkova, but she just stayed consistent. 28, 26, 27 through the first 3, but she put on the afterburners in sets 4 and 5. 29 followed by a 28 was more than enough to take on and tackle Sarah 26 and 26. But a special story for this Greek athlete. potentially in the making. As long as the Greek Archery Federation pick her to compete in Tokyo, it will be 6 Olympic Games for her. You can see how happy Marie Hrachkova is and what a gracious athlete in defeat, hugging her opponent, taking a medal here in Paris. So bronze sorted out. It's time to find out who's going to take the gold medal very shortly.
In our final Olympic qualification tournament, the judge and the coaches are in position as we get ready to
out they come for gold. Sylwia Szanowska of Poland leading out Madalina Amastroja. It's time to go back down to the field of play.
Shooting on target number 1, representing Romania, Madalina Amastroja. And her opponents, shooting on target number 2, representing Poland, Sylwia Szanowska. The line judge for this matchup is Christina Tipley.
Oh, Nikki, I'm going to put you on the spot again. Szanowska versus Amastroja. 5 years age difference, 23-year-old Pole against the 18-year-old Romanian. Who do you think is going to take gold here?
This is going to be tight, this is going to be exciting, but I'm going to go for Amastroja. I think she might have this. The 18-year-old, I think, you know, she can push this all the way.
Finished in the final 4 at the Hand Archery World Cup stage opener in Guatemala. She's going to start the match for gold. Sighter for the Romanian, high left 8. So these second arrows are going to be giving us an indication of how well they're shooting, and it's bang into the 10 for Amastroja. Well, that has put set number 1 to bed. Important arrow here for Szanowska. Into the 10 to give her a bit more confidence going into the second set. Just took her a couple of arrows to get settled there, Nikki.
It did, yeah. You know, she's back in the 10 now, so, okay, set 1's over. Got to leave that behind you. Move on again. We've seen both these archers come back strong at different points through the matches here, so still go either way.
Featuring her international debut in 2016 at 18 years of age. A day loaded with emotions indeed as she takes the lead here.
Nerves have played their part throughout this tournament. They've eased off a little bit here. Perhaps the most nervy of the archers was Szanowska's teammate Madalina Smiałkowska, who was visibly shaken and really hampered by her nerves in the first quarterfinal. Szanowska showed some nerves in her quarterfinal, but seems to have found a way to handle them a bit better now that the quota place has been booked for Poland. 2-0 down, shoots first in the second set.
lung și rămâi jos, rămâi lung, lung, lung până în capăt. Lucrezi lung și finalizezi.
9. Left.
Dobry strzał. Przygotuj.
Lots of communication between both coaches and their athletes.
9. Left.
Lângă mână și desfă lung. Desfă lung și rămâi jos.
So 27 is a good score, but it's gettable here for Amastroya.
8.
She's pushed that into the 8 though for a 26, and we are all square at 2 apiece.
Will the Polish archer find a way of clawing her way back?
So 2-2 after 2 sets. Nikki, you talked about earlier on about Sazanska just slowing her process down, just holding on a little bit longer at full draw. She did that again in that second set.
I think it's just a pressure thing. I think when you're under that tension, a lot of archers tend to slow down and they tend to be more careful about the shot, and all you want to do is get through the process, keep it moving nice and smooth throughout that process. That's the best way to shoot your arrows. But under the pressure, under the tension, your brain's sort of telling you, oh, slow down a bit, just be careful here. But we don't want that. We want to keep moving, and they're usually the better shots.
Yeah, so a bit of a paradox there on the Polish side, but Amastroya is still looking fairly comfortable. She dropped an 8 in the first and 8 in the second. Perhaps, well, are you still favouring her for the win?
Yeah, I'm still favouring her.
Let's Amastroya start off set number 3. And she gets a 9 as her sighter for that set.
8.
Spatele drept lângă mână ridic. Desfă lung. Desfă lung și rămâi jos și lucrezi. Lung, lung, lung și finalizezi.
9. Left.
Jedziesz z nim. Oprzyj się
Tot acolo ești, bine.
i daleko jedziesz za siebie.
9. Left.
Lângă mână te faci lung. Desfă lung până în capăt. Jos rămâi și lucrează lung. Lung, lung.
She's got the 10 she needed to put this one out of reach. And this is swinging left and right.
Cred că și al doilea nu.
10.
Both finishing with a 10, but that critical 8 for the start for Sazanska means she trails by a single point in that set. And Amastroya goes back into the lead. It's just looked a little bit more comfortable, and the process has gone through, as you were saying, just a little bit quicker on the Romanian side of the shooting line.
Yeah, she just looks comfortable and happy with her shot, and relax between ends, which is what you want as well. You can't keep your focus all the way through the match, so come back, just kind of let loose a little bit in between with your coach, and then get back on the line focused. And she just, there's just this connection with her eyes and the target and that explosive shot she's got, so it's really paying off for her.
Yeah, it certainly has. Amastroya leading by 4 set points to 2. So Sylwia Sazanska will shoot again first in the 4th set. Needs to get off to a better start than she has done so far. 3-8s at the start of the 3 sets. There is the 10 she was searching for. Will that make a difference? Wow, I think the look said it all.
There's just a bit more movement in the shot you could see before that went.
Lângă mână te faci lung, te duci pe umărul lung și rămâi lung acolo și finalizezi. Lung și finalizezi.
9. Left.
Jedziemy. Oprzyj się na majdanie. Naciągasz się daleko i jedziesz za siebie.
So should be comfortable here. And a perfect finish for her. 29 out of a possible 30. And the pattern is repeated through the first two as it is through the second. One stray arrow caused the problems for Madalina Amastroya, and it is 4 set points apiece. But crucially here, Nikki, Sazanska is coming into form at the right time.
Yeah, she certainly is. We're going to go into the 5th and final regulation set here, and she's got that momentum. So, yeah, can she keep that alive and keep that going into this final set?
That is the question on all our lips, and the one that you're supposed to be answering, Nikki Hunt. What do you reckon? I mean, I know it's very difficult to answer, isn't it? But if anything.
I was going to say, this is, you know, the beauty of archery. No one knows. If it was that predictable, then we wouldn't watch it. So
nobody knows. That's what you're doing. You're leaving everyone on tenterhooks. You just have to feel that the momentum has just slightly shifted towards Sazanska. Amastroya, I think you're right, was the favourite coming into this on form. She'll shoot first in this critical deciding 5th set. What a start from her. Better than the 7 she shot in set number 4. Here's where we see whether the form is here to stay for Sazanska. And there is the answer. 7s at this level usually spell trouble.
Și asta ultima o lucrăm pentru spectatori.
Eight or 9, too close to call.
I don't think that's really going to matter. Final arrow into the 8, a 28, a quick shot from Amastroya. It cannot be matched by Sazanska. The gold medal is with the Romanian. And an 8 to finish for Sazanska. Finishes with a 23 in the end. And there's the heart. Amastroya was in the final 4 at the first stage of the Hyundai Archery World Cup. She's not only qualified a place for Romania at the Olympic Games, but she's bagged a gold medal here in Paris. What preparation for the next stage of the Hyundai Archery World Cup, but what preparation, more importantly, this is for the Olympic Games in Tokyo. It's gold for Madalina Amastroya, silver for Sylvia Sazanska. Maria Harachkova of the Czech Republic picked up the bronze medal, beating Sara of Greece in the bronze medal match. Those 4 booked places at the Tokyo Games, along with the lucky loser in the quarterfinal, Iran Tugalag Bishindi of Mongolia, collecting that 5th and final Olympic quota place. We look back across the final here, Nikki. There were moments where we thought Sazanska could get right back into this, especially in set number 4, but actually Amastroya showed her quality at just 18 years old.
Yeah, what a great match it was. A little bit back and forth between the two, but I'm so impressed with Madalina Amastroya. She's just shot incredibly well this year. Came out in Guatemala, made the final 4. She's come here, she's won her Olympic spot, she's won the tournament. I'm really excited to see her through this week at the last Hyundai World Cup, but also at the Olympic Games, assuming she's taken that spot for her country.
And how much do you think? Oh, let's go and speak to her right now.
Qualifying to Tokyo, winning this tournament, just amazing job.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much. I'm even happier than I was before when I qualified. I didn't think I could be happier, but it just all arranged.
In Guatemala, you said it was your dream to go to Tokyo, and now this dream has come true.
Yes, of course. I mean, who doesn't want to go to the Olympic Games? And now, because I am going, what dream do I have now?
So what is the dream now? Is it to go to Tokyo to fight for the Olympic medal?
Yeah, maybe an Olympic medal. That would be good.
So did it give you some confidence, the win here?
Yes, and the second, this match and the last one gave me even more confidence, and now I'm even more prepared for Tokyo.
Thank you very much, and once again, huge congrats for qualifying to Tokyo
Thank you.
2020.
Nikki, have you ever needed any proof that she's the real deal, if not already, but in the making? That interview sums it all up. Oh, it'd be good to win an Olympic medal.
She's fearless, absolutely fearless. 18 years old, you know, she probably doesn't even really know what it's like to lose at the moment. She's just out there winning matches, doing her thing, and yeah, she's going to be dangerous.
Well, she's one of the highlights here, having won the gold medal. I've got to say, Evangelia Tsara of Greece is a big story in the making, having been to 5 Olympic Games, has qualified a place for Greece in Tokyo, and let's hope she gets it. And this is the end of our session here and the end of Olympic qualification in Paris. Coming up next weekend, we've got live coverage from the medal matches at the Hyundai Archery World Cup Stage 3. But brilliant qualification tournament here in Paris. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back next week. Congratulations to Madalina Amastroia of Romania, who's taken gold here in Paris and qualified for the Olympic Games. We'll leave you with these wonderful pictures.